Story Merchant Dr. Ken Atchey here in our ongoing revision, our ongoing series, Getting Your Story Straight. Today I would like to talk about the first draft. We talked about revision. Let's talk about the first draft. The first draft is a playground. It's where you have the most fun. It's where you put down what your imagination is telling you are great scenes. If you followed my advice in other places, you haven't even sat down to write until you knew what you're going to write, and you start writing scenes. Instead of an outline, you have what I call a roadmap, a much looser thing that just lets you know which way you're going. And a lot of times people don't even make that roadmap until they're a third or fourth into the manuscript. That when they get stuck for the first time, they stop and do the roadmap. Otherwise, they just let it flow. Ray Bradbury had a sign on his desk that said, "Don't think during first drafts." Writing first drafts is not a time when you're going to look up words. It's not a time even when you're going to check spelling to see whether they do have spring wells in Alaska. You're going to write what your imagination needs for the story based on your common sense and your experience and everything you've done up until then in your life. And you'll find out later in revision whether it's right or not, and you can fix it then. But as you write the first draft, head for drama at all times. Write yourself into corners, because writing yourself into a corner is what is the challenge that writers need. It guarantees enough anxiety to create a scene. How is the protagonist to get herself out of this corner? You'll figure it out in your overnight before your next session. The reader will relish your writing yourself into a corner because he knows that you'll be forced to figure it out and it'll be dramatic. Your objective is to get that draft on the table. I can't tell you how many times writers start a draft and never finish a draft. How many people have never finished a draft of their novel? Some people having worked on it for 20 years. You must finish. It doesn't have to be nice. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be there, because you have all the time in the world to revise. So the first draft should involve, I think, no more than typing transitions where necessary between scenes that you already have seen in your mind. Don't stop to revise, etc. Don't look up. Later, during revision, it's a whole different story. We'll talk about that elsewhere. But meanwhile, good luck with that first draft and go at it day after day until it's done. I hope you're enjoying this series about getting your story straight. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching about that, or just have questions in general, you can reach me through the link on my bio. And I look forward to talking to you again on another part of the facet of getting your story straight. Meanwhile, stay safe and stay tuned. Take care.